I love that you guys are prioritizing, like your
People.
your
They-
customers' needs.
They're the
and
ones that make the
wants.
business go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we don't prioritize them, then what's the point of the whole business that we're doing?
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
they have to be number one.
Because that's any business. Like, you need customers. If you don't have a customer,
Yeah.
you have no business. That's how it is.
Absolutely.
So we try to give that whole experience from A to B, from the phone call, from us going on site. Sometimes we'll go on site to give them a quote, and just talking with them as they're people too. It doesn't all just have to be like, hey, yeah, cool, $300. You know,
Yeah.
you could talk to them. Hey, what do you do? Oh, cool. You know, the amount of connections I think we made just by having a conversation, people were so interested in us, and that goes a long way. That word of mouth, we made more money from just word of mouth alone than the actual marketing things that we do, and that's free. Being nice is free.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
It
the
is.
And that's how you build respect and
that's
loyalty.
how you build loyalty and respect. 100%.
I agree.
And that's the opportunity that that we see. There's so many opportunities out there, and the funny thing is, like, amongst our age group in the 25, 26, 27 range, and I'm speaking on behalf of men specifically, there's not that much competition. They're very lazy. You know, I just got to do a little bit of work, and then that's it. I see you cracking up on that. You know,
And, you know, that's reality. You know, at the end of the day, like, look, no one's working.
I think our generation in general wants things to be, done easily, and
I think it's those stimulus checks that got everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like it's during COVID time. I feel like everyone got very lazy,
Yeah.
and I
spoiled with
Yeah.
the
spoiled a little bit
easy
and plus the
money.
remote
Easy
jobs and all
100%.
these things. So having that's great, but it's not gonna be forever. You know, you have to come to a realization. So I feel like the realization, everyone's living in a la la land. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Everyone's a la la land. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So the people who are actually going in, working, and I respect all blue collar workers. Yeah, I even have friends that are blue collar workers as well. I respect them, but no question.
Yeah,
about
actually, the richest friend I know, he has a net worth about maybe, I think almost 100
20,
mil.
I think,
I think no, one's 20 million, the other has a net worth 100 mil. And believe it or not, blue collar jobs, things like concrete, and all they do is put concrete
Yeah.
in different sites, and they're worth 100 million. But when
That's
you look
insane.
at a cement truck, you would not even think anything like that at that level. But it's true. Like, if you tap into the industry, but the thing is, this is what I'm telling you is a good thing, right? But to get to that, it's like crazy, of course.
Well, I'll just say one sentence with that one, right? It's more on the pride. If you have too much pride and you cannot do this, if you don't put your head down, you're never gonna do it. You're never gonna even try.
Yeah, 100%. I'll just add on to that. Like, you gotta let your ego go, because in the beginning we were picking up trash hand by hand.
Do we
Me
want it
and
to?
him.
Definitely.
I didn't
not.
have to do that. I already had money. I was like, I don't gotta do all that. But I know if I want to this business to succeed, I'm just a regular person, and if I have goals and stuff like that, I can't let these things get in the way. I can't feel embarrassed about it. I can't think highly of myself, or I'm just a person at the end of the day. I'm nothing more than that, And everything I have could be taken away like that. So, and especially in like I'm from Pakistan, so in the Pakistani culture, when I told my mom, I'm gonna do a waste management company, she's like, garbage. What? Garbage? Why are you doing garbage? Garbage no good. Why you go to school? Why you get a degree from Baruch? You're an accounting student, And I'm like, Mom, accounting is paying me 80,000 a year, or sometimes even less. This stuff is gonna pay me insane amount, way more than that. I can make my salary, just like off of.
I think within a
couple
month
jobs,
or two,
yeah.
for us, because the way we're growing, the way we are, it's speed. We don't stop.
I really think it's the way we launched the business. We didn't cheap out at all. Like, this was a complete 6-figure investment that we both did. Doesn't have to be, though. We overspent on some things for a reason. We wanted it to be a certain way, and it had to be this way, and the truck had to be like this, and it was very intentional. So we overspent, but people could do it start a business like this for 30, 40, 50. It just depends. You just got to have your insurances right and your permits right. This is like, there's so much back end stuff that goes into having a company like this, like the insurance. Like I just said, we have 5 million, but paying that every year is a lot of money. You need to have like 50, 60, 70,000.
And then on top of that, right, you have to be you have to have it up front. There's no monthly installments. You know how you get car insurance and all these things? You pay every 6 months or every monthly or every yearly, right? You pay one, like whatever people recommend paying, right? This is one time. Either you pay now or you don't get it.
So here's a funny story. We got the truck first, and we didn't even look at what the insurance was. We was like, oh, we'll pay $1,000 a month, no problem, right? Max. Then we found out doesn't work that way for commercial license plates. You need to pay everything upfront right away. Maybe they'll give you 2 months to pay it all. And you know what? That ends up being sometimes 40, 50, 60,000 upfront.
Really?
Yeah. And you can't do that in monthly. So we I think underestimated by like
1,000%.
1,000%.
No questions
I looked
asked.
at him, I was like, yo, 20,000, get a truck, get licenses,
We're good,
permits, we
right?
good, right? 20,000 was like a permit that we had to do, like I was like, this is OD, but we were so deep in that I was like, you know what, just keep going.
I think the best thing is since we put the deposit down for our first truck,
Yeah.
that's when we realized you already went.
There's no way out.
We can't go back
no,
out.
It was too late. We couldn't
Like
back
if you
out.
go back out, you might as well be
Too much has been invested.
it's already been
Yeah.
invested,
Yeah.
right? So you might as well just go full on, right? So that's just what we have to do.
Yeah.
That's the best thing we could do.
Wait, so in terms of operations, are you guys doing everything right now? Like you're the ones driving
Well,
the car, doing the pickups? Are you?
the way we have everything set up is we have certain individuals that help us as well, but it's always one of us
Yeah.
that job site.
Present.
We have to be for now until we hire a operations manager at some point, which it would be a longer term goal. I think within, I would hope for
Like within 2-3 years.
2-3 years.
That's the goal.
Yeah, we have to manage it ourselves and keep learning for 2-3 years before we could trust the operations manager to do the back end, and then we can focus more on the sales. Right now, we're all the 5 departments. We're doing the finance, we're doing the accounting,
Right.
we're doing
Yeah.
the marketing, we're doing everything. And that's good because that teaches us everything about everything I learned in school and everything I learned at the places I worked. I could finally
Apply
apply
it
it
to
right
your
here.
own, yeah.
So that's the good thing. And the goal is slowly to start hiring. So we're gonna start first hiring maybe some salespeople, and they'll get commission. We'll start doing some more labor work people, getting them on the team.
Yeah.
Once the work stuff is good, then we'll look into other avenues of
Yeah.
where we could have more, potential hires. And we want to hire. We love to hire. I know people need money.
Yeah.
I would love to be.
I think you guys were promoting that on your page, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
actually
That
did,
you guys
yes.
were hiring.
Yeah, we were.
Yes.
So at the time being, I told Sherry, hey, we need to hire some helpers. Like, but it won't be like full time right away because
Yeah.
at the time, at the
On
first,
call
at the
basis.
start, it's on
Yeah.
call. But now it's been lately like consistency, like full time. Like
Yeah.
it depends on the workload, right?
Like he's like not on contract, but technically it's like full
More-
time.
It's a 1099
Yeah.
to these guys. That's what we do for them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's at the end of the day is where we're just here to help people make money, support their family, do what is needed. Obviously, the work is dirty, but hey,
That's
Yeah.
just
let's
the
help
job.
everyone.
That's just the job.
That's just
so
the job
That's the
criteria.
one. I guess caveat that you got to go through that. But we have a rule, including us. Like I don't care if we hire an operations manager. I don't care if I hire like a CMO one day, paying him $500,000. Once or twice a week, we have a rule.
Two
that
times a
two
week.
times a week.
No questions asked.
You got to pick up garbage, and
I like that. It keeps them humble.
it keeps them
Yeah.
humble. And you know what's funny? I think Sweet Greens. I don't know if you guys heard of Sweet Greens, the salad company and
Yeah.
stuff right here in the city. They have that rule where it doesn't matter what position you are, you have to make salad for
The customers.
customers. That's what I heard. So if it's still true, but I like that, even if it's true or not. I think it's very good to do that.
Yeah.
To kind of just, I think it's good of a humble experience.
Because
Yeah.
once you like,
Yeah.
if you probably been working throughout the years and everything, right? With all these corporate
Yes.
companies, these vice president, VPs, presidents, CEOs, whatever the case is.
Egos through the roof.
He goes through the roof. They feel entitled. They feel like they own it. They feel like they're the boss of the bosses. But obviously, they have a boss above them, and the
Yeah.
boss is the owner itself, right? So I made that rule because you know what? I hate seeing that.
Yeah.
Okay, it turns me off so
Yeah.
much to feel like you have so much power, but in at my job and in my life, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, like even when I worked at different companies, corporate, JP Morgan or Amazon, whatever, there were, there's always those few bad apples that are just annoying and they feel so entitled and they act a certain way, and they think they're the head held very high, and I'm like,
superior.
yeah, and I'm like, I understand I'm a superior. You don't got to do all the extra stuff. You don't got to make me keep every day. You don't got to keep reminding me that you're above me or anything. That's one of the reasons why I told myself I'm never working for anyone ever again in my life.
Myself that
as long as I'm healthy, I'm never working for anyone again in my life. That's like my thing.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys made that move.
Yeah.
I was curious to hear some of like what has been some challenges that you guys have faced throughout.
Well, basically, I would probably say just competitors.
With competitors.
Yeah.
Are there like any misconceptions that comes with the waste management industry? Or no?
What do you mean by like misconceptions? Can you go more into it?
That people might like think that are common knowledge but are actually not true, like misinformation.
Like Mafia stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys would want to get into that.
For the record, me and Nur would never kill ourselves or commit suicide. But no, all jokes aside. So I have reason to believe personally, at a personal level, and me and Nur talk about some of the things, and because before we did this, everyone was like, "Oh my God, the Mafia is gonna come after you. You got to be careful." And I'm like, "Look, why would they come after me? Who the hell am I? I'm just some regular guy in Queens, New York, minding my own business." But now that I'm getting into that territory of the dumpsters and everything, I do have reason to believe that maybe they have some pull, or they have some say. But I'm also aware that they don't want any attention. If they are out there and they have their hands tied into waste management, and sometimes I think if you Google, I think WM got into some issues with Mafia, organized crime related things. This is real. This is all real. This has happened a couple years ago. Yeah, and sometimes it's like, money laundering and stuff like that, and they use waste management companies to cover that up. And because these companies, believe it or not, make like so one of our competitors, I'm not gonna mention the name, in Long Island, WM gave them like insane amount of money, and the WM is the waste management company, and I think they do like all of United States.
They're the top dogs.
They're the top dogs. Their net worth,
they're like the Amazon of waste.
net worth like 70 billion.
Wow.
And it's out there in the news and if you Google it, I think like Mafia has some involvement or something like that. Now, how involved are they now if that company is investing in Long Island companies, then it's all kind of tied up, right? So I have reasons to believe they probably do, but our company is not yet affecting them yet.
Right.
But just for now.
It's just a little poke,
But have we been approached or have we got any threats or anything? No, nothing like that. It's been so far everyone competitor-wise directly with us that know who we are have given us respect, and we give them respect. And my thing and his thing is, as long as you're respecting us, we will respect you. Mm-hmm. I don't care who you're associated with. I don't care what you're doing or what it is. But if you're giving me respect in the industry, I'm giving you respect, and that goes for whoever you are, and I make that very clear. But I think it's a misconception for now, that's something that is not. It's more, I think, in the movies that you see these kind of things where it's overplayed,
It's funny, as a joke, what I told him is like, I feel like they're just saying that so no one can get it because of the amount of money they can
When
make.
I looked at how profitable it is,
that's what I believe.
I'm not gonna lie. I really feel like it could even be so much more cap, and they lied so much because they realized how profitable waste management is. They're like, yo, let's just scare everyone, tell everyone that the Mafia is behind it so no one even goes near it. And that's possible. That's a possibility.
Just to keep away
competitors, But unfortunately,
not with us too.
Not with us too. We don't care, because we're too hard guys to drop like that,
Wait, so how did you hear about like all of this, like waste management? How did you even come about like, oh, I want a waste management company?
So what's funny? We watch a lot of Sopranos. So it's always waste management, waste management. So it's like me and him, we just like,
what is the deal?
What is the real deal, right? So me and him actually did some research, like, just to mess around. Like, why not? Let's just check it out. So we researching, we're like doing actual research. Not just, and also we go like door to door, meeting people, all these things, right? Getting small bits of information. Obviously, no one's going to share information. Like,
And you know, fun fact: the corporation was opened December 2022, and we just started getting active this year in January
Oh, really?
2024. Yeah, so
Oh, wow.
this has been in our minds for about a little more than a year,
Mm.
and only this year we took action on it, because the whole year of 2023 was us just constantly talking and thinking and talking and thinking if this is something we should do, because we you know, we still had our day-to-day jobs, you know, that we were doing remote. He was working at a company, and I looked at him and I said, yo, this, we have to just all on the line, quit, no more working for anyone if you want to do it the right way. And that's kind of what we
Yeah,
kind
go
of went
big or
for.
go home.
Go big or go home, exactly.
It's the risk factor at the end of the
Yeah.
day, right? So obviously, if you're getting a steady income every month, you know, like, okay, you're good, you're above average, which is great. But then you feel yourself like, hold on, I'm busting myself, working 60 hours a week
For someone else.
for someone else, but I'm still
Yeah.
making guaranteed cash at the end of the month, right? So that's where, you know, I'm like, I can't live this average life, you know? I need something more for myself.
And,
Yeah.
and
I
look,
need a value.
and look, here's the thing, right? If you can't live that average life, take the risk and do what you want to do. You could always go back to your average life. That's never gonna change. You know, you have the degree. You can always get the job, whatever job you want. Well, maybe not this year because the job economy is pretty bad.
It's terrible right now.
But you know what I mean? Like, you could
Yeah.
always go back to doing whatever it is you want to do. So when I have friends that tell me like, oh, Sherry, or I want to do this business or that business, don't tell me about it. Go do it. And then show off, you know? Because I think everyone just keeps talking so much. There's this work part that everyone misses out. Everyone loves to talk about what they think they want to do, and it makes you feel great. But
Not
the
enough
work,
action.
there's this work part. Like, you have to work. You have, like, the actual work that no one takes into consideration, you have to do. Because you could talk all day, you know, and show off things, or if, you know, if you come from like if you come from a wealthy family, you know, you could show things off. But if you yourself want to do something, you gotta do it. You gotta do the research. We work now probably, you know, 60 to 80 hours a week, depending on how that week is going, you know. So it really depends on
Just a
the
workload, to be
workload.
honest.
But we're used to it because at Amazon we're working like crazy, so we're ready to work,
Yeah.
you know. And that's what we're about. You have to be tough. You can't have emotions. If I lived off emotions every single day, you know, I wouldn't be able to work, because not every day I'm going to be happy. You know, one day I'll be sad. Does that mean that day I don't work? No, I have to work, right? So you got to put your emotions to the side. You got to be full focused on what you want to do. And that's how you're going to get the market. So me and him are so wired into waste management. There's no one or nothing that's going to stop us from continue to go.
Yeah.
Because as long as Bitcoins keep going up, I'm going to keep investing back into this business.
Maybe to add on too, right? It's not just, like I said earlier, it's not just I just do waste management. I do everything else.
Yeah.
Right. So I have the projects ready. I have everything already.
We're the
in mind.
everything company. That's the plan for, I think, the future of the company is to be an everything company in that blue collar field. Whatever it is that you need done, and it requires a lot of labor work, we will do that for you. And that's where we're growing into. That it's gonna be like an animal, and that's how we want to conquer not only Long Island in waste management, but like
I want to take over the whole world. That's
Yeah.
me. I like to think
That's
of
the
bigger
spirit.
scale.
start
You know, that's
that
me.
high,
Yeah.
then maybe we could take over a
But
city or something.
but the main thing I would probably say with anything with blue collar jobs or even waste management, just in general, just the work part, like that keyword work, right? It's not just because of the money. It always come from you. I tell people, okay, you work, that's great, but what do you do for yourself? Are you healthy? No, you're not. You're drinking all day. Okay, so why are you doing X?
Go to the gym.
Go to the gym. That's the main thing I say. Go to the gym. And people look at me. It's like, okay, you go to the gym.
Starts with your habits.
Starts with your habits,
does,
right?
it does.
It's
You
a
gotta balance it
consistency,
out.
discipline. That's all it is, realistically, reality. You could spend you have an hour to 2 hours a day laying down in your bed on YouTube or on Instagram, whatever.
And that was me. You know, at some
At
point.
one point, yeah.
At
We've
one
all
point.
been guilty of
Yeah.
that.
We've all been
yeah.
guilty.
You
Don't
know?
get me wrong, I'm not perfect,
But
but
if you want to be something and it's bothering you that you're not doing anything, you have to try different things. And that's how you'll know, like, oh man, after trying these 6-7 things, that's what I like. Because everyone is good at something. Everyone has a talent that they have to find out what it is. And once they find it out, what that talent is, just capitalize on that and just keep going at it, you know? But you have to control your mind and be focused. Is focus and hard work together, no one can ever destroy you. And But to learn that is like takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's a process. Like, I think that's one thing about like owning your own company or your own business. It takes a lot of self-discipline.
Yeah.
It is.
But
it
it's
is.
very fulfilling work to be able to
100%.
like, apply.
Yeah. When we got
yourself.
when we got our first check, I was like, wow, we just found a way to make money.
Yeah, on your own.
You know, on our own.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? No one will
And,
ever
yeah.
show you how to make money.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever show you how to make money. I have family, close friends, people I have known my whole life. They doubted me. They said whatever, and I gave them great opportunities to make money with me, so that it's equal, is even, is good. Still nothing. But when I did something, that's when everyone's.
Oh, and I'll add on to what he just said. Oh yeah, there's so many haters that were like, oh, you guys aren't gonna do a waste management company. Oh, you're not gonna get a truck. Oh, you're not gonna. But we banged it out, and now they're all quiet because they're like, wow, Shariar and Nuru actually did something extraordinary, and they're continuing to grow, and they're not being stopped, and they're very consistent. I let the work make everybody quiet. You know, that's my thing.
Let the work speak for itself.
Let the work speak for itself. But I love the haters. It gets me fired up, you know, because that means we're doing something right.
It makes me laugh, to be honest. That's what it is.
Yeah, you know, so it's funny. I think people should use that energy and kind of do better, you know, for themselves instead of looking at other people and stuff. So yeah.
That's just really what it is. At the end of the day, it all depends who you want to be. Yeah. That's what I believe in. It all depends who you want to be. So at the end of the day, who am I to tell you what to do? You know, you have to tell yourself. I could give you guidance, but are you gonna execute them? Are you gonna do the actions for it? No. I give so many guidances to so many people. Yet I look at myself like I'm just talking to a wall. What's the point?
You either want it or you don't. I could tell you how to make money in waste management A to Z, and I could tell it to my friends, right? They'll be like, yeah, whatever.
It's about how you apply.
It's about how you
the guidance and like yes.
And you gotta seek it.
100%.
You gotta want it. You know, when you want it, when you seek it, that's where the universe just gives it to you. You know, like you just gotta get out there and go for it.
And that's where I feel like Instagram sort of like misled a lot of people. That's why I feel like blue collar jobs are so like they undervalue it. My honest opinion. They look at like, oh, the entrepreneur route, like, oh, doing this, selling cars, becoming a trader, doing real estate, cosmetics.
How many real estate agents are there? How many people are selling cars? It's so overpopulated.
Yeah. So
you experienced that.
But then who do you know? But then who do you know is like, but listen, who do you know, right? Oh, I do. Oh, waste management company. Probably maybe one or two, maybe, right? No one does that kind of work. But that's where in today's day and age, I believe in the next like 5-10 years, that's the money, you know? And that's what we're planning for. Because God knows how this economy is gonna go. But I'll tell you one thing, you always need your trash picked up no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it sounds like you guys have your head above your shoulder. And that's really great to hear. Looking forward to seeing how far this goes.
Awesome. You'll see soon, you know? So we have a lot
Within
more
time.
to go. Yeah.
Within time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I believe in you guys.
Thank you so much,
That
bro.
means a
You're the
lot.
best.